Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Invictus Racing League's F1 division. Monday night, it's time to get going with our fantastic race series, and we must say a big thank you to our sponsors. They are, of course, GT Omega and Nailcut Hall Hotel Golf and Country Club, and our partners that make this Racing League possible, Driver61 and gridfinder.com. My name is Webbo. I'm here to give you your commentary as ever in this season. Sadly, we will be doing without our good friend and excellent co-host Lightning, who has lost his voice tonight. He's watching on stream though, so he's going to contribute as much as possible. So do send your love and best wishes over to Lightning, who's sitting there in the chat, ready and waiting. Daniele Musso, on a incredible run of form with a brilliant win in Spa last week, leads our championship. He now has 3 wins and a second place, I think, to his name, with 58 points in total. But Max, Mr. Consistency, Max has made it up to P2 now, just 7 points back, with points finishes in every race so far. Foxy Red, winner of 1 race, is joint third with 46 points with Acosta from Colombia in the Alpine. He's managed 2 wins, a second place, but a couple of DNFs. And then we've got Livingwall in 5th place, Speed Queen in 6th. And as far as the constructor standings, Alfa Romeo lead the way, 86 points, predominantly from Daniele's points allocation, but also with his strong teammate Burmeister. Acosta and Nathan's Alpine is in 2nd place on 70 points, and just 3 behind in 3rd place is McLaren, driven by Max and Bills. So, nothing huge, no huge news to talk to you about in development after the week. So I'm hoping that that we're ready and able to get going shortly. We're heading out to Russia for one of those rare things, a Russian race in league racing. So this one should be fun. Track limits, terrible around this track. Also dangerous curbs, as I posted on Twitter in my short practice I had earlier this evening. And the other thing that's the biggest challenge around here, maybe it's just me, let me know, but for me, the biggest challenge is knowing where you are on the track. It all feels and looks the same. What I do is memorize the corners that aren't 4th gear right-hand 90-degree corners, and there aren't too many of those, so it does make life a little bit easier. So bear with me, as I'm relatively new to commentating on Russian races. It tends to be avoided by just about every league I commentate for normally. But we've got a car out on track already, so we're going to get out there. I think it's Rimac is at the front of the field. Rimac in the white Red Bulls. I haven't had a weather report yet. I'm hoping that our drivers will let me know. And welcome to Craig, obviously, to Abby as well, who said hello. If you're also watching and you haven't said hello yet in the chat, do make sure that you do, because we love to know who's watching and who you're here for. Abby, as usual, here for Burmeister, though. So Rimac warming up the tyres. 7 cars out now out early. Potentially worried about traffic and worried about track limits and invalidating. So good to get an early banker lap in, of course. So Lightning, could you just ask the drivers to give us a weather report in the drivers' room, please, and maybe make sure that they tell us what's up, or you can find out if they DNF or crash out of qualifying what happened. That'd be awesome. So Rimac just finishing off his outlap, 2 corners to go. He's going to lead the field, and we'll ride with him and do him the honour because he was the first out of the pits. So straight away into the lap, very early start finish line. This is turn 1. It's a nothing right-hander, but it just builds the speed down to the treacherous turn 2 with its awful track limits issue. and so many drivers get that wrong. This one was perfect through there from Roymac. Charlie's here to support Foxy. Roymac then, one of those many fourth gear right-handers. Turn 4, followed by almost identical turn 5. Running slightly wide, but just feathering the throttle and avoiding an invalidation. This one is the turn 7, then we go into 8. Nasty curve on the entry there. Just about avoiding it. And then turn 10, another fourth gear right-hander, straightening the car up, DRS open, and it's the long drag down to blind braking zone. Difficult entry into turn 13. Braking at about the 100-meter board. It feels like the 100-meter board is in the wrong place for where the apex really is. Feels a little bit late, but all the same, using whatever reference points you can conjure up. There aren't many around here. Pretty much it's just braking markers and bridges. But just finishing off the lap now. It's not going to be stellar, but it's an early safe banker of 31.8 from Rimac. Doran finishing his lap, although I think perhaps Reshka is finishing his lap first, is he? Yeah. One of the Mercedes about to cross the line, but Reshka at 32.0 for him. We've got A. Quinlan on a 50.4, so that's no good, but it's a lap time. Martin on a 32.2. And M. Doran immediately up there into the provisional front row at 31.924. Place your bets now what the eventual pole position will actually work out to be. I think Nathan just crossing the line. Is he just to start a lap? Yeah, fortunately that's the situation. A Quinlan Spin Queen not quite there yet. Bills though is finishing his lap off. He's got an invalidation, has elected to not go in the pits because he's on the medium tyres, so able to go around again and do another one. Looks like we're going to have dry weather. Thank you very much to Matty for that info. Nathan finishing off, well no, Nathan through sector 1 is a purple time of course. Daniele is just starting his lap as well. Just behind, I think, Nathan here. Lots of entry from Nathan. Too much exit, too much speed through the corner. So we'll ride with Daniele, who's on this amazing run of form. But how is he looking on his times? Lightning, doing his usual research ahead of the race tonight, was able to tell me on Twitter that Daniele has the 7th fastest world record time around Russia, so that's going to put the frighteners on the rest of the drivers. Daniele choosing medium tyres, and they're looking a little bit loose, a little bit cool, as he is attacking this early lap. The track very green now, and we'll come to the drivers a little bit later. So Charlie's also supporting Reshka, awesome. Ivan says that's how he knows my voice. Yes, IRL F3 as well, yeah. But let's focus on IRL tonight. Daniele through sector 2 safely. Just got a couple of right-handers to go. Lots of right-hand corners here. Into penultimate corner, turn 17. Short squirt down to turn 18. And across the line, a 30.878. Just slower than Kimi, but Daniele on medium tyres is P2, and I think there's more time to find in amongst that. Nathan has gone round and is back on a lap now after that early invalidation. I think, is he actually pushing? I think so. Just a lot of short shifting and possibly some slight fade out of his audio from my perspective. Matty goes P7. And Liam is also on a lap now. Matty, a 32.050. Just Foxy on mediums. Bills has put mediums on now for his next lap. So Liam trying to play it safe here for his first lap. And unfortunately, it's not going to happen. On this one, Liam, spin turn, back, pointing the right way, just needs to cool those tyres down a little bit, get out of the way of anybody coming up behind. And Liam, that's not going to work this time out for him. Unfortunately, we lost Stinson for a disqualification. Not entirely sure why that is. Hopefully he'll let us know in the chat. He said he tried to turn around without impeding the guy on the hot lap, and the game disqualified him for facing the wrong way. Yeah, definitely got to be careful. Careful with facing the wrong way on this track. They're pretty strict. Foxy's on a lap though, and I know that his fans are here for him, so we'll give him a little bit of screen time. Lightning asks, how many safety cars are we going to have? Oh, I'm going to be brave and say one. As Lightning points out, yes, the boss has reduced safety car prevalence and downgraded the damage settings in an attempt to help the drivers get more cars to the finish. I don't know whether that will change their mentality a little bit and they'll get more aggressive just to counterbalance, but let's hope not. As Foxy on the lap, DRS open down here, looking for those marker boards and the reference point, braking at about the apparent 125, 130 meter point as the car is turning. Now this crested off camber corner will unsettle the cars, especially when their tyres are in less than perfect condition in the race. Look for some accidents there, I imagine some spins, definitely a spinala point there. Turn 15, 14, 15 will be a big issue for the drivers tonight. Foxy gets P8. Speed Queen's on a lap though. Let's watch Speed Queen. She's gone through sector 1 safely. Not much to do in this section. Yeah. Just short shifting through here, trying to keep the traction under control. Some extreme short shifting. Unless I've got a problem with my view of her car, she's coming out of the corners in 5th gear. 4th it is on the way out of the final corner, and P6 for Speed Queen, 131.689. So, with the majority of the first laps underway and done, it's Kimi from Daniele and Rimac we ride with, then a Quinlan, Matty, Speed Queen, Burmeister, M. Doran, Foxy and Oreshka, your top 10, with Martin just outside, and then Liam, Nathan, Bills. Haven't set a time, and Stinson won't get the opportunity, unfortunately. So that early lap from Kimi looking good. Daniele's gone out there on mediums though, so he's not in the mood to not get pole tonight. It seems definitely on the attack. So let's have a look at his next attempt. This is soft tyres for Daniele, and this could be special, this one. The track still has a little way to go to fully grip up, but hopefully it will be good enough to see a good time. Hugging the inside of turn 3, very, very long corner, into turn 4 now, and the car looking like it's on rails. Again, 4th gear on the exit. That one was a very quick turn 7. Turns 8 and 9, just threading the needle through the arbitrary white lines on the track, which are his limitations. And then the long drag through the sort of nothing turn 11, and all eyes on the braking point for turn 12 and 13 here. Purple middle sector for Daniele. He's positive on his delta. As you would expect, putting the soft compound on. He only needs to find 3 tenths, make that, yeah, just about 3.5 tenths, because Nathan goes first on a 30.551. Daniele right on the limit of maximising the track, turns the car into the pit wall, and in so doing gets pole position at 30.067. Probably sustained a little bit of damage there. Bills with a late surge up to P4, and that's changing things quite considerably for the drivers here now. So Daniele from Nathan and Kimi with Bills, Rimac, and we ride with Quinlan on his next attempt. Great lap from Daniele on the soft tyres. Reminds me of Ayrton Senna crossing the line to get pole position backwards, because he figured if he straight lined the final chicane, it would he'd cross the line faster. Absolutely mashed the throttle on the exit of the final corner there, Daniele. But that's how it gets done. So Quinlan looking like a good lap so far. I don't know if that's a donkey emoji, is it, Daniele, or a horse? I doubt you're calling yourself a donkey. Oh, just stepped out of track limits on the final part of the circuit there. He almost got into the 130s, did Quinlan, but it's not going to happen, unfortunately. Let's ride with Liam, who has also invalidated. It is a very difficult circuit to keep the car within track limits, and obviously this one's not going to do anything for Liam's starting place. So we'll drop down and have a look at Foxy. Foxy on an outlap at the moment, just warming the tyres. So is Martin, so is Reshka. So 12th, 13th, 14th out there getting the cars prepared. Foxy readying the Mercedes to get going. Some pretty violent tyre warming manoeuvres going on. Let's ride with him and see how the car behaves as he starts the lap off. Fairly conventional racing line taken through the final corner. Didn't go for a wide entry for maximum traction. Oh, this will help him get a little bit of toe. He doesn't want to risk it too much behind Rimac. And across, little jump over turn 2's right-hand curb. Holds the car on the inside. When the tyres start to die in the race, you will see drivers having to lift through there and just wait for the understeer to come out. Sorry, the oversteer usually through there. So it's very difficult to tell when the oversteer is about to happen. Foxy getting through the sectors. That was very close to track limits. Foxy in P12, way outside the circuit, opposite lock, wrestled the car back under control, and there he is, managing to continue. But I don't think he's going to be, well, he is still positive on his delta, nearly 4 tenths. He needs a good chunk of time. I guess he'd be looking for about 9 tenths really, but 4 tenths so far. Again, the car looking very oversteery for him, which is not what he needs at all. So perhaps a setup change in the offing before he can tackle the race. Foxy, a 3.5 tenth improvement up to P8 next to his teammate, so that will help quite a lot for him. Current order then, Daniele, who's gone out for another outlap, and the traffic is starting to add up now for the drivers. Nathan has retired from the session. I don't know whether that was deliberate or accidental. Let's follow Rimac though as he starts his next lap. Rimac up in P5 right now, and the most likely driver on the track to move up, who's currently on a lap. I see Bills starting a lap now as well. Let's see, where does Rimac come? He's just over his time, so let's ride with Bills and see how his first sector comes out. Coming through turn 3, lots and lots of apex curb being used. An invalidation from Bills, sadly, so definitely much better to watch Rimac. Has he gained anything through this second sector? No, he's invalidated as well, so that's not going to happen. Kimi, I think, is behind Daniele on track. No, Kimi's ahead. So Kimi just over his current delta through the first sector and has invalidated as well. What's Daniele going to do? He's 8/10 faster. Is that real? Is he honestly 8/10? He's not, is he? No. 16 hundredths of a second quicker through the first sector. This is just going for a glory run now, because he can absolutely throw the car around with abandon, because he's already got that pole position. He won't know that Kimi has invalidated his lap. Matty we've lost from the session, so Matty causing a yellow flag, I think. Foxy's fan club are not happy, so the hunt has begun. Nicely through the corner from Daniele, on track to better that pole position, possibly, dare we say it, get into the 129s. Penultimate corner now, and loses the car slightly on the exit yet again, but a 129.791 is your pole position from Daniele. Just Liam out there finishing a lap now, just a quarter of a second faster than he's been before. I don't know if he fancies moving up particularly further. He needs about 1/10 to guarantee 11th place, but a 10th place start won't do him many favours. So what does Liam decide to do here? Will he go for it? He gets 11th. Wow. He just about managed that one fantastically, just to get that optimal start position of 11th place. First free choice of tyres. Lightning says that that Daniele, in a full qualifying session with a race setup selected, has got a 2/10 off his personal best, which, as we said before, is the 7th fastest world record. Daniele for Italia, for Alfa Romeo, pole position, 29.791. Nobody near him. 3/4 of a second slower is your second place driver, Nathan. Then in third place in his Williams is Kimi. Then Bills, Speed Queen, Rimac, Reshka, a Quinlan. We've got Burmeister in 9th and M. Doran in 10th for Aston Martin. Then, as I said before, on free choice of tyres, starting 11th is Liam, Martin, Foxy Red, Matty and Stinson at the back of the grid. But the back of the grid is only P15 tonight. Brilliant session. Focused a lot on Daniele, and honestly kind of glad we did, because those laps were pretty special. Congratulations for the pole position to Daniele Musso, leading the championship and leading the way in Russia so far. At the halfway point of our, well, perhaps I suppose at the 1/3 point in our race, we'll be halfway through our championship. This is the middle race, so Daniele looking very strong for that championship. This is the top tier in Invictus Racing League. Doesn't get better than this, folks. Daniele on pole at the worst track to be on pole. I guess that's true, Lightning, but you'd still pick that over any other starting position, even just to give yourself some confidence heading in to the race. Predictions for the race then. Anyone daring to predict a winner other than Daniele in this one? And what about who's going to get the first track limit penalty tonight? I've said one safety car. Anybody advance on one safety car tonight as well? What I most hope for is that we get a race successfully started through the formation lap and with the light gantry securely and on time, and we get the drivers all away at the same time. That's what I'm most looking forward to tonight. That's modest aims. especially as we've had this scrolling circle for quite a while now as we wait for the drivers to choose their race fuel. I wonder if anyone will dare to underfuel the car, anticipating safety cars, or maybe not. So looking a little bit slow just to get ourselves organised. Maybe some of the drivers have gone for a quick comfort break in between sessions. Make sure that you've liked the video, please, today, while we wait for the loading screen to come up. We've got 20 people viewing, and only 8 likes so far. So come on, let's get on with it. I don't want to bug people, but I wouldn't have to if you'd like the video. Make sure you subscribe to Invictus Racing League's YouTube channel as well. Racing at 8 PM each successive night of the midweek here. F2 tomorrow, F3 Wednesday, and so on. There's an Xbox League, a PC League, and a Realistic Performance League to enjoy as well. So we're looking for a dry Russian Grand Prix. Hopefully that should minimise issues with the drivers. Anyone's votes for the best overtaking place that isn't P2 by any chance? So my prediction in terms of number of finishes, I'm going to say we'll get 11 cars to the finish tonight. I think 1 safety car. I think Daniele's probably going to win this one. And finally, we're going to get underway with our formation lap for you. So, let's check out the tyres. Liam went for soft tyres, despite having the option and craftily ensuring he got that 11th place. Has gone for soft tyres with the leaders. And then the back 4 have gone for mediums. Stinson then at the back. No practice through that qualifying session. No opportunity really to get a rhythm. And he's just had to sit there watching qualifying. Can't even go away from the session and do some practice. Matty, surprisingly, down in 14th. And I expect Matty to move up the field dramatically from that position. Foxy, with all the pressure, all the fans here for him. Foxy not performing in quali, but we've got a 27 lap race to make up for it. Martin then with showing a poor qualifying overall for Ferrari and for Mercedes, with Liam in 11th. And then your top 10 starting with the only Aston Martin in the field, M. Doran. Burmeister in 9th with his teammate, of course, on pole and leading the Constructors' Championship together. I can see Burmeister moving forward. Then we've got a Quinlan in the AlphaTauri. The 2 Red Bulls starting together. So that's always interesting, watching teammates navigate lap 1 together. Speed Queen got up to P5. So building the speed through qualifying and peaking right at the end, which is exactly what you want to be doing. Bills, the only McLaren tonight, in 4th. And we've got Kimi in the Williams in 3rd. Only 1 Williams tonight as well. Then Nathan for Alpine. Again, Alpine strong in our championship. Nathan leading the way from Daniele through the formation lap. I remember a driver got into trouble for doing something like that many years ago on track. But Daniele will be on pole position. He's got the outside line. It's going to be very vulnerable to slipstreams, as we saw in the on-track F1 earlier in the year. We end up 4 or 5 wide given slipstreams. But about to get underway for you. The lights are on. And it's lights out, and away we go with Daniele sprinting away beautifully from the start and just sweeping across the front of Kimi's car safely there. We've got Kimi just living with Daniele. And we go 4 wide through turn 2. Burmeister spun round in that melee. Absolutely to be expected as Liam goes around the outside of turn 3. And just all contact as the two cars came together towards the entry into turn 4. And his teammate now coming up the outside. But it's Bills up to P3, looking very racy behind Nathan up ahead. And that was the beginning of the race. Our thanks, of course, to our sponsors, GT Omega, Nelcut Hall, Gridfinder.com, and Driver61 for providing for us through this race. Daniele with the lead has gapped the field by a second already. We've got Speed Queen looking very hot, but behind her is the teammate, A. Quinlan, who's made up several places through that start. They've split the Red Bulls. Speed Queen making sure Rymac knows she's there, and I'm sure he won't have missed that one. But she's right behind him. M. Doran making a move on Speed Queen's teammate, A. Quinlan. High Scrabble scores for the drivers of the AlphaTauri team. Defence going in to the penultimate corner. Daniele, as you would predict, the first fastest lap. And we're underway. Looks like one of the Mercedes struggling with internet lag. So that's going to be a bit awkward to watch. I think it's actually Foxy with the internet issue. Lots of slipstreaming going down here. M. Doran defending to the inside and using the middle of the track against A. Quinlan. That's helping Speed Queen get away here, and A. Quinlan going around the long way round turn 3. Can he make it stick all the way to the braking zone of 4? Yes, he can. And through. Oh, but a huge tank slapper, not as huge as the Mercedes behind of Liam, who spins, damages the car and gets the car turned round. Kimmy's in the pits. Must have had some issue or decided to change strategy early on, but Kimmy must be some sort of wing damage to pit so early. Daniele leads by 1.9 seconds from Bills, from Nathan. Bills catching Nathan though, hand over fist, should be very strong heading into the turn 12-13. So gets the inside line, but this very short braking zone into turn 13. Nathan running wide, trying to hold on, hogging the inside apex of the corner, going incredibly slowly through there just to block Bills as best he can to recover from that oversteer moment on the outside. Abby saying that Foxy was responsible for Burmeister's spin. I think there were 4 wide. It's very difficult to place blame after, with one glance if your favourite driver isn't involved, shall we say? Yeah, definitely very hard luck for Burmeister there. Bills, good overtake using just slipstream at this stage. DRS has just been enabled, but it wasn't on that straight, and he needs to try and drift the car just off that apex, get away, discourage a move from Nathan. Just about holds on there. Foxy though looking at the back of M. Doran for a move. The gaps are so close in the first sector of the lap. Further back we've got A. Quinlan going around the outside of Reshka. We've got Martin coming up the inside of Reshka now, and this is the problem. If you get offline, you just get passed. And here comes Stinson now, trying the outside move on Reshka. Stinson puts himself in the vulnerable position. Reshka tries to get around the corner, but there's contact and Stinson turn round. Burmeister gains one back up to P12 now, as Martin with the DRS is making a move. So is Foxy. He's got by M. Doran already just using the DRS. What about Martin? Has he done it as well? Yes, Martin passed A. Quinlan. This is breath of stuff, guys. It's been a very busy commentary weekend for me, and my voice is going to be feeling it tomorrow. So apologies for that if it starts to crack. Bills losing out to Nathan in the previous lap. Rymac right there with them. So apart from Daniele Musso, we've got less than a second separating each of the cars from second all the way down to 11th. Just a long train of cars on the attack. Here comes Bills then. His turn with the first DRS opportunity. Gets by quite comfortably, but Bills gets an error, goes wide, takes the Alonso route, but a much slower Alonso route through the turn 2 curb complex. And that, of course, frees up Rimac to be the first one to get the DRS on Nathan. How about Speed Queen's journey in the first 4 laps? She's had a great first 4 laps of this race. Brilliant stuff. Matty getting by Bills there. Bills really struggling. I wonder if he picked up some damage going around those bollards and over the orange curbs. Getting that turn 2 all kinds of wrong, and it's really cost him from 2nd place all the way down there into 11th place. Foxy on the medium tyres, looking very good here, up to P5, the highest medium runner, with Martin in 7th, Matty in 10th, the nearest ones. There's another nudge in the back for Nathan, this time from Rimac, so the diffuser will be looking a little bit worse for wear at the end of this one. But it's Foxy up 8 places, Speed Queen just 1 so far, Rimac up 3, Doran 4, Martin 5, and Matty up 4, and then the rest of the drivers have had their issues getting through here. But Rimac leads this long DRS train. Sorry, Nathan leads the DRS train. Rimac the first one with the opportunity to use it to the max here. Talking to Max, where is Max? Max isn't here with us tonight. Awful stuff for Mr. Consistency. Oh, a big moment for Rimac, who overshoots turn 2, picks up his first penalty, and there it is, folks. First track limits penalty goes to Rimac on lap 5, and he now is back behind Nathan, but with a bigger job to do to make up for that penalty, although I'm sure it won't be the first penalty we see this evening. Bills is in the pits, presumably repairing some damage that we mentioned before. Now it's Nathan going wide again on the exit of the corner, just too fast through the corner and couldn't stay within track limits. Daniele leads on lap 5 from Nathan and Rimac. Then we've got Speed Queen, Foxy, Doran, Martin, Quinlan, Reshka and Matty, your top 10. Burmeister just outside. Here comes Rimac on the outside. Will he get ahead in braking zone? He needs to go super slowly through the turn 13 to have started on that racing line. He's still trying to finish the move, and it's done now. So Rimac, can he get away from this group, or is he just going to be as vulnerable as Nathan was previously? One more corner to get a little bit of a gap here. Lap 5 on these tyres. They start lap 5 now. It looks like Martin up to P7, looking the most likely with the DRS. Here he comes against Doran, but Doran himself has got DRS. Nathan to the outside of Rimac positioning himself a little bit better this time and managing to hold on. What about Nathan though? One good tactic that drivers use here is to use the ERS through turn 3 and surprise their rivals after they've spent it defending down the start finish straight. That's an option for them. There's plenty of overtaking places through the track here. It's kind of a shame the turn 3 is such a short braking zone to turn 4. It's a shame that you end up with a very short braking zone and narrow track into turn 13, but there are plenty of those fourth gear right-handers I was talking about that you could get by, or at least pressure a driver into making a mistake. Nathan not letting Rimac get away here. Rimac is desperate to put a gap on. Foxy and Martin are going to be very happy just to stay here, let these guys do it. I think most of the drivers will have presumably given up on catching Daniele tonight, but this battle for the podium is currently, what, 8 cars trying to get this podium, and the medium tyre runners will be in the best position for this one. Nathan now with that DRS. Can he get up to Rimac to launch one into turn 2? No, not quite. Speed Queen watching these guys very closely, hoping for a mistake. The pressure those guys are putting on each other is extreme at this point, and the tyres are going to be starting to drop off their best I'm sure Daniele's managing his, but these guys obviously pushing very hard to stay on their planned first stop strategy. Martin, you can see the difference in grip Martin's got on those medium tyres now, really coming into their own. Foxy tucked up behind Speed Queen. Possibly Speed Queen just dropping too far back, but still within DRS, so able to defend. Foxy now on the inside. Can he get the car stopped at the apex? Just about. Foxy up to P4, and his fans are going to be very happy with that performance. The highest medium runner, as I've mentioned before, but successfully making a move within the DRS train. Just much better grip on those medium tyres, and will he now be challenging for third place? I thought he'd be happy to sit there and harvest his ERS, but he's on the attack, pushing hard. Nathan getting the penultimate corner wrong and running on the outside. Speed Queen's gone into the pits, as has Burmeister on the end of lap 7. Now it's Nathan. He's seen the move from Foxy behind, getting up a place. Just decides to sit on the apex and box in Rymac, who's now vulnerable to Foxy, of course. We wanted to get ahead before the pit stop, and again Nathan running wide. How is he avoiding the track limits penalties at this point? Foxy down the inside into turn 5 and up to the podium position now on lap 8. Foxy's had a fantastic first 8 laps and up to P3. Lots of pressure though, and will be on a different tyre strategy to the other drivers, the other leaders. We've got the majority of the field though on mediums now after the pit stops from Speed Queen, Reshka and Burmeister. Burmeister down in 13th now. Here comes Foxy up to P2. Difference in grip is phenomenal for Foxy, getting through there successfully. And away he goes. I wonder if that will be the indication that Nathan needed to head into the pits. Anyone peeling off for a pit stop? Yes, it looks like it's going to be Rymac going for a pit stop now. So he's going for the undercut on Nathan. Just Rymac and a Quinlan in the pits on this lap. So 8 laps complete, sorry. On the 9th lap, it's Daniele 11 seconds down the road. A Quinlan and Rymac in the pits at the moment, just swapping places, but they should sort themselves out shortly. Will Rymac get ahead of Speed Queen on pit exit is a bit of a question here. Looks like he might have been held up, and Speed Queen able to go a bit quicker. Will she get by? Yes. So Speed Queen with the undercut on Rymac. Potentially Reshka pretty close as well, but will be a rear gunner for Rymac now as he gets those tyres back up to temperature. And a set of mediums for Rymac, of course, next best tyre to put on. So up nearer the front of the grid, Nathan dropping back from Foxy with the difference in grip we were talking about, but M. Doran up to P4, still on the on his starting soft tyres. So we'll expect to see the remaining 3 drivers come on into the pits in the next lap or 2. I doubt they've got much left. And is M. Doran going to be forced to let Martin by here? No. Martin didn't want to stick his nose in there. Looked like he's peeling into the pits, M. Doran. So difficult pit lane entry here. Hard to spot the speed limit line. And looks like M. Doran's done it perfectly. So end of lap 9 for M. Doran for the pit stop. That promotes Matty, who started all the way down, I think, in 14th. Matty now up to 5th. But of course the first pit stop line hasn't been crossed for everybody. We're still just over 1/3 distance. Daniele leading by 12 seconds. Then it's a nice tight fight all the way down the grid. We've got Nathan running wide yet again through one of the right-handers. He's now got Martin behind him on the medium tyres. Nathan and Daniele the only holdouts for the tyres, the tyre change. Kimi with a penalty. That's a bit uncharacteristic of him. Rymac's got one as well, so that's going to play into issues later on, and so has Bills and Liam. I hope they're all just 3 seconds. Yes, they are, so no huge drama for them. Foxy up 11 places from his starting grid, and Martin 8, Matty 9 and Stinson 9. So if Foxy can get this one to the end, it'll be a very, very strong performance, but he's still got his pit stop to take, of course. Although whether the leading drivers starting on softs can get these mediums to the end is going to be very key to their victory. Nathan now heading into the pits. Daniele stays out, still going faster than the other drivers, only just, but still the fastest car on the track, I think, pulling away from Foxy up at the front of the grid. And now the gaps have opened up ever so slightly, with Matty getting by Nathan in the pits there. Of course, Kimi on the attack on the back of the Red Bulls. Let's see what's happening down here in the battle for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Durant on fresh tyres behind a Quinlan. Kimi's tyres have done quite a few laps now, so he'll be a little bit vulnerable here. Gets by Nathan in the pits, does he? Nathan just coming out of the pits here, just to join this melee. Oh, Durant down the middle. A successful move from Durant, taking advantage of Nathan's pit exit and managing to take him and Quinlan. So Durant with a stunning move into turn 1. High risk, putting himself in the middle of 3 cars, but he did it, got it done, and was decisive and confident enough on the brakes to make it work. Fresh tyres for Durant. Liam has pitted from the tail of the field. We've still got 15 runners. No major damage or caution periods. Daniele has finally pitted at the end of lap 10, and he will drop down. I don't think he'll be able to hold on to the lead of the race the whole way through. Rimac is tucked up behind Speed Queen now, so maybe an opportunity to give a little touch at the back in return for earlier on. Of course, I'm sure no driver would make deliberate contact with another in Invictus Racing League's F1 division. Oh, here we go, safety car, and it looks like Stinson has lost the car on the exit of the final corner and is out of the race. So unfortunately, Stinson from the tail of the field may be going for fastest lap runs. Pushed a little bit hard maybe. I think he was some distance from the other drivers, so safety car declared on lap 12. Not great timing for Daniele, as these cars of course let by past the safety car. It had obviously come out very early and confusing the drivers a little bit, but they've cleared Stinson's car already. And what does this do to the pit strategy? I would have thought the leading 3 cars might decide to come in and get on equal terms with the fresh medium runners, unless of course they're hoping for a later safety car further on in the race. A reminder that we're very grateful to our sponsors, GT Omega, Race Seats and Rigs, to Nalcott Hall Hotel, Golf and Country Club, to Driver 61 driver training system, and an absolute wealth of fantastic tips and tricks on their website, and gridfinder.com, where you will find the likes of Invictus Racing League and a certain commentator by the name of Weber Red 5 as well. Foxy pits from the lead of the race, Martin as well, Matty heading on in. Obviously Daniele won't bother. What about Speed Queen? I'm sure not. Potentially just Kimi, who's the most likely one to head into the pits, but doesn't stop Speed Queen just dummying Rimac, trying to sell them into a pit stop. A pit stop from Kimi there, and everybody else on relatively equal tyre footing. But does Daniele now inherit the lead? Yes, he does. So despite pitting just 1 lap before the safety car, he manages to inherit the lead very quickly. So just 1 lap, not under safety car for him. we've got the Aston Martin safety car here. Lap 13 of 27 sees Daniele lead from Speed Queen. Of course, everybody now on roughly even strategies, with Foxy having gone on soft tyres. I don't think they're going to make it to the end. Also with Martin and Matty, are they committing to another pit stop tonight? Or we're expecting everybody to be on another pit stop? They'll be quick on the restart though. So definitely be interesting to watch those soft runners. Matty as well has done the same, so has Nathan, and Bills down in 14th place. But Daniele leads from Speed Queen and Rimac, who has a 3-second penalty. Then Foxy, we've got Reshka in the Red Bull in 5th place, and Martin, who's had a strong race so far, in 6th. M. Doran down in 7th after the decision to pit just ahead of the safety car, unfortunately. A. Quinlan in 8th place, then Matty in 9th with his teammate Kimi in 10th. Nathan runs P11 right now. Burmeister in 12th after incidents on the first lap. Then Liam in 13th, and Bills at the back of the grid in 14th place. Just check out the situation with the field spread. I think the field too spread out to allow the safety car in this lap, but should be in at the end of this one, hopefully. Let's have a look at drivers' progress up the field. Foxy still with the most places gained, 9 so far, so certainly on track for Anthony Davidson's driver of the day, although I'm sure Burmeister and Abbey might have something to say about that. We'll see if there's any stewards reports from Burmeister after the race as to issues with Foxy's drive. Penalties for the backmost 3 drivers plus Kimi and Rimac. Hope you're enjoying the race today, folks. Please like the video if you can while we wait for the safety car to come in. Stinson confirms a Spinella, but his race was already ruined, he says at the start. So hopefully Stinson will come back strong. He's got good pace, so I'm sure he'll come back fighting next week. Look out for that. Daniele very much in a league of his own, but with a reset and having to do it all over again, build a gap. We've just gone through the halfway point and a confirmation that the safety car will be in on the end of this lap. How aggressive does Speed Queen feel on the restart? I'll ride with Rimac and see what happens. We're nearing 50 comments on the video so far. Who can get the 50th? I wonder. Rimac waiting for Daniele's move here. All I want from Daniele is a smooth single launch, so we don't get too many collisions under the safety car. Daniele just building the speed slowly. I think he's gone now, and yeah, there he is now attacking the last 2 corners, and it's actually Rimac right on the back of Speed Queen. He should get a great run here. Steps out to the inside, has to lose the toe slightly, but will catch it again. Will he be able to put a move on here? It looks like Martin looking strong behind the other Red Bull of Reshka. Martin elbows out. Bit of a rude manoeuvre there, and catches a penalty for his trouble. Reshka in 6th place, demoted, but costing Martin a penalty using the fight there. Foxy's getting by Rimac. Foxy on the soft tyres, looking very, very strong on the restart here. So he'll be hot on the heels of Speed Queen right now. Tirak, I'm afraid you missed it. I think it was William who got the 50th one. I think It was 48 with Abby's last comment, so sadly didn't manage it. Foxy, good restart, and now catching Speed Queen here. Martin as well on the soft tyres. It's really working out for them in this one. So a safety car could really play into their hands in a few laps' time if they manage to gain track position, while everybody else has to pit again to finish off the race. Although Daniele might well try and make it, I imagine. Martin looking close to the car behind, perhaps the closest in the lead group. Daniele immediately 1.8 seconds faster than Speed Queen. They're on the same tyres. Well, maybe Speed Queen's a little bit slower, but just to show you the amount of pace that Daniele has in hand, able to put 1.8 seconds on the second place driver in one lap. Martin not able to make a move just then. It looks like Bill's overtaking Burmeister. A lot of action going on further on down the grid. Cars running very close to each other, and I hope they get through safely. This is a restart lap. It's very difficult. We've got Matty running wide, and now looking at the inside, it's actually Nathan looking racy on the back of Kimi, but it's Matty trying to attack A. Quinlan. Williams team running side by side in several sections of the track, hoping not to collide with each other. Martin is closing on Rymac ahead, but I don't think close enough to make a move. What about this Williams? Gets at the inside of A. Quinlan, takes a nice sweeping line. A. Quinlan trying to live with him, but losing out big time. He sacrificed his speed, and up the inside comes the Alpine of Nathan. Beautifully done, anticipating the speed of A. Quinlan, who's demoted down to 10th, loses 2 places in about 3 corners, and very, very nicely done from Nathan. Up to P9 now. Up ahead, Foxy, half a second back from Speed Queen. Has got DRS, but it's a bit difficult to make a move there. So no late lunge. What about Doran? Is he any closer? Not quite, but quite a train of drivers forming here behind Reshka. Likewise, train forming behind Speed Queen, a DRS train at least. Oh, so Stinson actually blaming other drivers. Oh no, I think blaming other drivers for ruining his race at the start, trying to battle where it's not possible. Up the inside again, Nathan on those soft tyres, losing out big time. I think he spun. I think he had a big problem there. Didn't full spin, but he lost loads of places. Nathan just overreaching slightly what was available in that situation. M. Durham on the outside on the entry into turn 13, using the DRS, gets it done. Medium tyres working okay on his car at least. And up ahead of him you can see Martin catching Rymac again. Just steps out in the mirrors just to show him he's there. Daniele, a 33.116, new fastest lap. He's pushing hard. Martin is risking track limit abuse penalties for that. Liam's not happy with the race, saying it's been a mess, plus some swear words which I won't repeat. Foxy gets by Speed Queen on lap 18 into the second corner, and a successful move. It looks like Reshka trying to hold off M. Doran. They'll run side by side through turn 4. M. Doran with better traction out of there. Reshka can continue to fight into turn 6 and 7. Just about holds on, I think, but will be ahead for the next DRS zone. So vulnerable as they're so close to each other. A. Quinlan with a good line there, getting past Nathan, or is it Matty? No, he's challenging Matty now on the outside. He's got ahead slightly. He's got DRS, but so is the other car next to him. It's all kicking off here in the bottom half of the field. We're going to go 2, 3, 4 at a time into turn 13. Matty with the elbows out. Good track positioning from Matty, up to, staying in P8. Bill's getting past Nathan as they continue to battle. And your order on lap 18 is Daniele 5 seconds ahead of Foxy. Then it's Speed Queen, Rymac, Martin, M. Doran, Reshka, Matty we ride with. Then A. Quinlan behind Nathan, Bills, Liam, Kimmy and Burmeister. Your 14 remaining runners. Speed Queen having a move on Foxy. Foxy takes the inside line and just holds off. So good track positioning from Foxy. Joe says that he's not giving A. Quinlan any room on the outside. Sure, that's how A. Quinlan feels, for sure. Rymac behind this group, so is Martin, just waiting. Although Martin really would have wanted to have made it a few more places on the soft tyres, as they now start to not be the ideal tyre to be on. And a safety car anytime now would work great for those soft tyre runners who committed themselves to 2 stops. A disagreement in the chat, shall we say, about whether racing room is being given and we're seeing good racing or not. I think if cars are surviving and staying on track, it's good racing. I tend to believe in the let them race and no harm, no foul rules, but I think strict penalties should apply to drivers who end another driver's race. Yeah, that tends to be the way I look at things. Let them race, let them touch if they need to, and deal with the consequences later. Foxy moving to the inside just to defend here against Speed Queen, just to break the toe. Speed Queen having to do the same because Rymac is coming right behind. He's alongside into turn 2, slightly ahead, and gets third place off Speed Queen on lap 20. We've got 7 to run now. It's going to be a tough job to see the soft tyres make the end of this race. Well, I think the only time you deserve space on the outside is if you've got your wheels ahead, and then it's your corner, but you do have to be fully alongside and slightly ahead to dictate the move. If you put yourself on the outside, you are vulnerable. A driver can easily understeer, accidentally or deliberately, into you. So it's a risky position, a lot of subtleties at play. 7.2 seconds is Daniele's lead, and he's very comfortable on those tyres right now. Feeling less comfortable though will be Foxy, Martin, Matty, Nathan, Bills, hoping to try and get 13 laps out of the soft tyres. I don't think we saw more than 12 earlier on, and they didn't look in great condition. So Speed Queen wanting to retaliate, get herself up on the podium. We know she enjoys a post-race cup of tea, so she'll be hoping it's a celebratory cup of tea at the end. But Rymac is definitely on the attack now. Fox's soft tyres do look to be past their best. He really is hanging on, going wide through the corners, missing the apexes, and Rymac now very much on the attack here. Martin starting to move up to the back of Speed Queen. We haven't seen some particularly aggressive driving from Martin tonight. He seems to have been patient, but the time for patience starts to run out as the lap count drops. Actually, Rymac dropping back slightly, maybe made a small mistake, getting a little bit too close to the back of Foxy and has dropped back. But he stayed within DRS, so should be able to get back that delta quickly. Williams says, what a race for Ryan. Yeah, well, definitely, and it remains to be seen if he can live it out to the end here. Rymac and Speed Queen on similar tyre wear. Speed Queen's front left is a little bit more limited. but they are waiting for the race to come to them a little bit relative to Foxy as the laps tick down. 5 complete laps to go for the leader, who's already crossed the line, of course, so much is his dominance. But Ryan has the Rimac has the first opportunity at the DRS. He's a little bit too far back though, really, to make a big lunge. What could he do? How much ERS is he going to spend? Oh, Speed Queen with a move to the inside and then close the door to the outside at the same time, on the same corner. Perhaps didn't quite leave enough room for Rimac, who had to back out of it. So he'll know what he's dealing with. He'll be sure of that one now. He's dealing with someone who does not want to let the place go easily. Nathan gets another penalty at this late stage of the race. So it's Foxy, Martin trying to hang on to their tyres from the league group. We'll have a look at the current penalty situation in a moment. So I wonder if it's just going to be a stalemate situation between 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th with the DRS train. But Nathan having an issue, I think. Is he having an issue? Yeah, look, a spin for Nathan. Now getting the car back under control as he caused an issue to the car. Any damage? I can't see anything visible. But that doesn't always mean it's not gonna have unrepairable damage. But thankfully we've avoided a safety car at this late stage. I don't know what the drivers would have done in terms of pitting in that instance. Be a brave driver to pit first in this group. Now Ryan's got the run on Foxy. Should be ahead before the braking zone, and into 2nd place goes Ryan. Of course, remember, he's got that penalty, so he needs to get the pedal down and get away from Foxy and the rest of the following group now as much as possible. Nathan, I think, has retired. Has he gone to the pits to retire? But he's out of the race. Let's just check where he is on the track. Yes, Nathan went to the pits, thankfully. So we should, again, avoid a caution period. 4 laps to run. And Rimac has 2nd place, but he's got a penalty. Foxy in 3rd. Trying to stay with him and regain that position. Speed Queen could get a podium as things stand. But, of course, it's not in her hands unless she can get by Foxy. And it looks like Martin has dropped back from this battle at the moment. Again, those soft tyres just really struggling. Can they get 4 more decent speed laps out of them? I highly doubt it. I think they'll drop off the cliff fairly soon. I wonder if we watch with Foxy, we might get a tyre graphic just to tell us where they're at. So, yellow flag in sector 3, and we lose Matty, sadly. Let's see if we can see where Matty has lost the car. It's between turns 16 and 17. We'll try and watch from the perspective of Liam's car, who may get himself into the points as a result of this one. 1 left, 1 right to go, and then we should see Matty's stricken car from his camera angle, and it's just cleared in time, so there we go. We just missed it. I did my best to try and find you that position. A. Quinlan out of the race as well at this late stage. Where's A. Quinlan gone? He's gone into the pits. Seems to have lost the car in the pits or retired. So A. Quinlan out of the race, and Matty on lap 23. It's now lap 24, and that will promote Kimi up to P11. And I might be right with my prediction here of a single safety car and 11 finishers right at the end of this one. Let's see if we can, for once, actually predict something correctly for me. Let's see. Foxy not electing to dive bomb Ryan. Ryan can't get away from Foxy. He really needs Speed Queen to get by, but then of course he'll be vulnerable to her. So really he just needs to stretch his gap as much as possible. As we head on through the final corners and lap 25 has already begun on board Daniele, and I'm afraid I haven't been watching with Daniele much because it's just there've been so many battles the rest of the field. Here comes Speed Queen on Foxy. Can she make it work? Not quite. She stepped out from behind the slipstream but didn't manage to get the job done before the braking zone, and 2 more laps to get it done for Speed Queen here. It's Daniele from Rimac with a penalty, then Foxy and Speed Queen. Currently Rimac will head down into 5th place if he can't stretch that lead any further, and you would think that he's got that opportunity with the soft tyres starting to fade for Foxy. I'm really hoping for a tyre graphic soon. You can see just how bad those tyres are on Foxy's car. Maybe one of Foxy's friends can let us know where his tyres are at in the chat. It's always useful. They're about to go on the attack into turn 13. Car's just not really wanting to make the move at that point. High risk, and maybe there'll be better opportunities later on. Tom says Foxy on about 40%. Really? If he is, that's a tremendous drive on those tyres. And they certainly don't seem to be giving up too quickly for him, but you wonder if that was the issue for Matty, was tyres. No, actually Matty claiming Aquilin hit him, and Aquilin, he's I guess apologising and saying he got oversteer and didn't intend to make contact. So Aquilin quite probably at fault for both drivers' retirements, but he managed to limp round to the pits, Aquilin. So that seems to be the information I've been able to get to you so far. Matty being very fair as usual in the chat, and fair and understanding despite his obvious frustration. Foxy now starting to drop back from Ryan, and Ryan is on the push now. I wonder, has he saved some ERS for these last couple of laps to try and get away? We'll have a quick look. No, he's saved absolutely nothing. Oh, and there we get a tyre performance graphic, just the tyres I don't want to see. Rimac against Daniele, almost identical tyre wear, despite Daniele having done 2 more laps than Rimac. Rimac has slipped back into the clutches of Foxy and Speed Queen again though, and Martin for that penalty. So final lap has begun for Daniele. I'll make sure that we see him after the overtaking opportunities that are remaining on the track. Foxy now waiting till the last run through the start-finish straight, gets by Rimac comfortably through there. Foxy straddling the curb but staying within track limits, I think. Sorry, Rimac doing that. So managing to stay on there. Speed Queen has just a few chances left, perhaps one major chance to get herself up there into P3 on the road, but she doesn't really need to push very hard. It's Martin that needs to make sure he stays on terms with Rimac. No, Martin's got a penalty as well, so that's quite possibly why he's dropped back slightly from the field. Nothing to fight for here, although he does need to gap Reshka. Could end up with the Red Bulls together after penalties. It's scoring well and scoring highest of the teams, but does that mean Speed Queen forced to the outside through turn 13, gets the inside through 14 and through and into P3 on the final lap. Daniele wins again in Russia. Congratulations to Daniele, absolute dominance from him. Foxy coming behind, poor qualifying but a great recovery through the race. Foxy in P2, then Speed Queen gets on the podium again, and hopefully we'll be happy with that one. M. Doran 4th place, Reshka 5th in front of Rimac, and Martin dropping back behind all of those drivers into P7. And we saw Bills in P8, Burmeister getting more points for Alfa Romeo in P9, but definitely Red Bull with the better result of the evening. Liam gets 10th, and Kimi will bring the car home to see 11 cars finish and 1 safety car. Absolutely on my prediction, so thanks to the drivers for making that one happen for me. Great stuff indeed. Great race overall, guys. Really enjoyed that one. Stay with us. We will do our best to try and get you our interviews, and we'll just watch the we'll watch the podium ceremony. Daniele getting used to lifting the biggest trophy of the night. Daniele says fastest lap in the last lap. Yeah. I haven't really got anything to say, Daniele. You're just awesome at the moment. Brilliant stuff. Liam's saying he frauded his way to 10th and he sees it as a win. Well, I'm glad that you can enjoy that one. Daniele then, fastest lap, pole position, and the win. So the Grand Slam for him tonight. Didn't manage to hold on to the lead the entire race. Had to suffer the ignominy of running behind some cars over the pit stop. But Daniele wins from Foxy and Speed Queen. Great podium. Then Doran, Reshka, Rimac, Martin, Bills, Burmeister, Liam, and Kimi were your finishers. And we heard about an incident between A. Quinlan and Matty towards the end of the race. And Nathan and Stinson, the Dutchies at the back, failed to finish as well. Yeah. So if you bear with me on stream, chat amongst yourselves, like the video if you do disappear on us. But bear with me, and I'll try and get our drivers into a quick chat. See what I can do for you. Hopefully Matty will help me out if possible. I don't have Lightning with me as usual to help me sort all this out. See if I can get a quick chat with our drivers. I don't know if anyone's going to join us. Doing what I can to find the drivers for you. I'll just hang on for a minute or two and see if they want to join. No, I don't think so, guys. I don't think we're going to be able to speak to our drivers. Unfortunately, I will let you know if I hear anything else from the drivers. What else am I reading? Daniele's not available, sadly. Has someone joined? Foxy, have you joined us?
I have joined you.
Oh, brilliant. I was just waiting to see if Speed Queen joined because she got the second place, but no. Daniele can't help tonight. He's off. He hasn't got his translator with us. But congratulations on the result. How did that go down for you?
It was quite easy, to be honest. Because I literally just overtook people. I was faster than them. The safety car didn't help, but I guess it did. But yeah, it was just overtaking people, keeping Rymac behind, but then he wanted to overtake, so I thought I'd just chill in his DRS and save the battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, Rymac wasn't saving the battery at all. And any problems getting those softs to the end?
I thought I would struggle, but I actually didn't struggle at all. Like, there was no sign of any punctures or anything. I think they only got to like 40%.
Oh, good stuff. It sounds like you've got sheep in the background.
Sheep?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Let us know on the stream your opinions of what it sounds like Foxy's got in the background of his mic. There.
Is that me?
Yeah.
I'm not.
We had an accusation about an incident with Burmeister on lap 1. How did you see it?
Well, I hear many things about the Burr fans, and I mean,
keep it clean.
Burr's I've had history with Burr, not a brilliant history,
right?
But I think the Burr fans are equally brainless as he can be on the track. So I think
shots fired.
You know, I think they can say what they want, but I'm the one on the podium, so
true.
I'm very happy.
True. But any contact did you feel going through? I think was it turn 3 on lap 1?
Going into turn 2, I threw up the inside. There's a few drivers that turned in, but I was there.
Yeah.
And I think it was just a matter of so many cars going into the corner at a certain speed, and it just wasn't going to work. So
yeah, actually, I think his personal accusations right now are going out to Martin. So I don't think you're in his crosshairs at the moment. So no, I think yeah. There was a point where I think people were going in 4 wide into the real turn 1. Yeah. But what happened in quali tonight? What went wrong?
Well, I went out on some softs and then quickly realised that the mediums were probably the better tyre to start on.
Yeah. So
I pitted, did a lap on the mediums, and it just, wasn't a very good lap. So I was like, right, I need to just qualify on the softs because it's, I was plummeting. So I did a lap on the softs, and I think I hit every curb you can think of that just launched the car. So it was not a good lap at all, but it definitely made the race a hell of a lot more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations. A fantastic result. A great drive in the race, at least. And I'm sure you're pleased with that podium. I'm sure your kind of fans have got a slightly crazy edge to them. I'm sure they'll be happy with the race result in the end.
Yeah, cheers.
Good stuff. Thanks, Foxy, for stopping by. Well, I don't think Speed Queen has arrived.
I'm here.
She has. Hey, excellent stuff. Speed Queen, congratulations on the podium. Will you be enjoying a celebratory cup of tea or something stronger after that one?
Yeah, I just can't move it. It sends me head funny, does this track. It gives me like motion sickness.
Wow.
I think it's on 90-degree corners, so yeah, I'll be all right.
Yeah, it is a little bit dizzying to find your way around, but you managed to make the most of it. Weren't too worried about Rymac with his penalty, but yeah, you got the job done on the track anyway.
Yeah, I always prefer to try and get an overtaking rather than take it on penalties. I'd lined Foxy up lap before, but I think his tyres were going off a bit, and I nearly ran into the back of him, and then I just couldn't pull gap back, so it panned out.
We saw a couple of friendly nudges on the back of drivers. Were they too slow through the corners for your liking through the race?
Yeah, I could brake a bit later, but
Yeah.
obviously I didn't want to stick it up inside and lose a wing or anything like that, so I just played it safe. But yeah, I could brake quite a bit later into a couple of corners, but I just didn't want to risk it.
Yeah. But happy with your race? Happy with the evening overall?
Yeah, back on podium, that's good.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Any problematic moments in the race? Did the safety car work out for you?
Well, I think I chose right to pit. I went for undercut, and I think as that panned out, I mean, I jumped a lot of people in pits anyway before the safety car came out, and then with safety car, do you pit or don't you pit? So you're just giving track position away. It's really hard to overtake after a safety car and things like that. So I stuck with it, and yeah, it's worked out.
So what are you all going to do about Daniele's pace?
Get on his knees and start praying, I suppose.
Foxy is asking if he can join back in and ask you a question. I said yes with caution. But anything else to report? Quali went well. Setup happy?
Quali, yeah. I mean, I'm not really a quali specialist. It's something I've always struggled with. It's something I really need to work on. But you don't score points for qualifying, do you? It's all
Not
at
in this
race.
league, no.
But I just need to make things easier for myself. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
no,
alright having
fantastic.
like pace and being overtaken, but if you're starting in the middle of the pack, you've got to get through the first few corners. It's a bit of a risk.
Yeah. Did you see any action into turn one? We had a few hairy moments, but were you kind of ahead of it all?
No, my eyes were out on stalks. Like it's bad corner, isn't it? You just got to hope and pray that you get through there all right, and then see how it fettles out down
I'm
after that.
amazed. I'm amazed as many drivers like you got through this without track limit penalties, because it is a tremendously tough track, and the grip level's pretty difficult.
Yeah, well, we're using no assists as well.
Yep.
It's one thing that I class as my skill set. I mean, my record, I went 17 league races without a corner cut penalty.
Wow. That is amazing.
So, I mean, it is a skill set to have. You can make up a few places, especially if you get a safety car towards the end. But yeah, I know what I need to work on, and it's just knuckling down and get it done.
Well, fantastic. I mean, I'm glad that at least you're happy with the podium this time out. I
Yeah.
don't know if Foxy joined back in.
Yeah,
Go on.
quick question for Speed Queen. The tyres, how are the tyres towards the end of each stint? Are you willing to give that away, or... Because, like, my tyres were fine, like, on my softs at the end. Like, I know
Well,
you're saying that I was...
I nearly ran into it back here. I don't know if you snatched a brake or...
Oh, no, it's
whatever.
Rimac in front. Like, I was just braking a little bit early, so I didn't run into the back of him myself, so I was just, I was just wondering what your tyres were like percentage-wise, you know?
Well, without that incident, I probably had one crack at you, but it's a risk, innit? You just don't want to stick it up on the side unless it's a
Yeah.
clear-cut thing. But I was struggling with the ERS tonight.
Yeah, I think it's quite tricky around this track.
Yeah, that was my downfall tonight, ERS.
I was just sticking behind Rimac, just boosting it towards the end,
Yeah.
so I could, protect myself.
Yeah, I don't think you're not gonna get a number out of
whatnot.
Speed Queen, because I've tried before, and she keeps her cards close to her chest, and
To be honest, I
keeps
can't give
the
you a number because I don't
tactical
think I looked.
advantage.
I'd rather not know. It was getting a bit dodgy.
Mine were on 40, I believe, on the last lap.
What, them softs?
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
they didn't wear out much at all.
I'll have to wait and go through my footage and see if I did flick through thingy-bob and find out.
Well, thanks very much for joining both of you to the interviews. I didn't know if anyone was going to show up, but great to talk to you. Congratulations on the podium, and let's try and do something about Daniele's dominance, shall we?
Yeah, can't somebody kidnap him or something?
Possibly.
I mean, I think maybe is he a no assist driver? Because if let's say he
I
runs
don't know.
assists,
I saw his time trial today, and he had traction control on, I think.
Oof.
oh well, make F1 no
Or
assists
ABS,
again.
one or
That's what I
two.
say.
Bring back no assists.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring back no assists.
Well, props to you both for driving without assists and for getting the tyres to the end. I'm going to close off now, and just to remind everyone that the race today was brought to you by GT Omega, by Nowcott Hall, and in partnership with gridfinder.com and Driver61. I've been Webbo. You can follow me on Twitter at WebboRed5. Follow Invictus at InvictusRL for Racing League. And thanks everyone for the engagement through the race and through the live chat. Hit the like before you go, subscribe to the channel, and from me, Webbo, I will catch you on the next race day.